Bear baiting was a popular blood sport. Despite some of the other wholesome games on this list, medieval people enjoyed some seriously sick blood sport. Bear baiting, bull baiting, cock fighting. If something was going to die, they were all for it. There were dedicated bear baiting rings, just like you would find a theater dedicated to showing plays. And while normal people would gather to watch these games often, everyone all the way up the social ladder to even royalty enjoyed them. The bears were treated like Roman gladiators. They were expensive to feed and train, and some became celebrities in their own rights. The idea for bear baiting was simple. You put a poor innocent bear in a ring and attached it to a stake in the ground by a chain so that it couldn't escape and hurt the spectators. Then you set dogs on it who were trained to kill. Sometimes the bear won and you ended up with a lot of dead dogs. Sometimes the dogs won and you had one very dead bear. Whatever the outcome, it was pretty sick.
Colf was too dangerous to play in town.
A version of today's golf, Colf was played mainly in the Netherlands during the Middle Ages. And if you think golf is boring, then Colf might be the game for you. It took a relaxing game and turned it all the way up to 11. So popular that it inspired a poet to write about it in 1261. Colf was originally played right in the middle of towns. You used a curved wooden club to hit a small ball and reach whatever agreed-upon distant target you were aiming for. But just like with baseball today, errant balls hit innocent people. Then, in the 1500s came something called the Little Ice Age. Lakes and rivers were suddenly frozen where they hadn't been before, and people decided golf would be even more fun played on skates. But everyone was trying to have fun on the frozen water, so in order to avoid injuries, the goal of the game became more about precision rather than distance.
Skittles was a creative form of bowling.
Skittles is the generic word for a couple different types of games. The first started with monks in Germany as early as the 3rd century. They used to carry around large clubs for self-defense, assumedly because some jerks liked beating up poor innocent men of God. They played a game where the club was used like a bowling pin, and they threw stones at it until it fell over. Sounds like a bit too much fun for monks, but they kept it religious by saying the club represented sin, and they were destroying it. A later version of Skittles used lots of small pins surrounding a larger pin. The idea was to throw a long club at an underarm and knock over the protected big pin. But one of the most popular games in the Middle Ages was the version closest to today's bowling. It shows up in lots of books of the time. The main difference was that there were 9 pins instead of 10, but you still used a ball and tried to knock them all over.
Hazzard was a favorite but sometimes unfair dice game.
Dice in the Middle Ages were usually made out of carved bone, most often the knuckle bone. One of the most popular dice games to play was Hazzard. It may have been brought back from the Middle East by crusaders who played it during their downtime. You know, when they weren't killing people. The official rules were even codified by King Alfonso X of Spain in 1283. The game was played with 3 dice and the goal was to roll them and get between 15 and 18 points or 3 and 6 points. All other ranges are losers. Of course, statistically, hitting these scores was harder than any others. 2 players or 2 sides played against each other. But just like today, the odds were stacked against the house. Some knuckle bone dice have been X-rayed and found that they were weighted with small mercury weights. These would be used in places like inns where the weighted dice would be used to trick travelers into losing their money.
Playing the lottery meant a stronger military.
Gambling is right up there with prostitution when it comes to stuff people have always done. Lotteries are so old the Romans liked to get in on them, and they are even mentioned in the Old Testament. But during the Middle Ages they took on a whole new meaning. Sometimes lotteries were used for smaller things, like when people in 13th century Flanders used one to determine who got the sweetest spots in the market. Sometimes public officials were even picked using a lottery system. But lotteries as we know them, where people win stuff, started in Utrecht and Ghent in the 1440s to raise money to make better fortifications. The connection between the lottery and the military was born. When Milan went to war against Venice, they used a lottery to help raise the cash to pay for it. Later lotteries would be used to strengthen England's Royal Navy. Usually, the lottery was used in place of a tax. And we all hate paying taxes, but wasting money on the lottery is a lot more fun. Maybe they should consider bringing this system back.
Archery was an important pastime.
Archery was an important pastime. Bobbing for apples helped you find your true love.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video then. Take care. Bye.